Samsung is moving at a speed this year that honestly no one saw coming. Forget the delays of last year, forget the slow rollouts that used to leave Galaxy users frustrated. This time, One UI 8 is coming in hot. And the craziest part, it's not just flagships anymore. Even devices that weren't supposed to be on the roadmap are suddenly in the testing phase. That means Samsung is rewriting its own rulebook. So the question is, where does your device fit into this rapidly expanding puzzle? Stick with me because the rollout strategy is unfolding in a way that feels bigger than ever. Welcome back, viewers. James here. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you're always ahead of the curve with updates like this. So here's what's happening. Samsung officially kicked things off with the Galaxy S25 series. No surprises there. They're always first in line. But the interesting part is what happened next. Normally, Samsung keeps the betas locked down tight for weeks. But this year, it wasted no time before pulling the Galaxy S24 lineup into the program. That alone showed Samsung's urgency, almost like it wants to prove it can roll out updates faster than ever before. And then, before the dust even settled, the Fold 6 and Flip 6 were added. That's 4 major flagships in record time. But here's the plot twist. The Galaxy S23 Ultra's first One UI 8 beta build just leaked, and that means its release is closer than ever. Think about it, the S23 series was last year's flagship, and in past years it would have been months before it even sniffed the new UI. Now it's already part of the third wave of expansion, with leaked firmware proving Samsung is pressing the gas pedal harder than usual. And if that wasn't enough, mid-range devices are being pulled into the mix too. The A55, the A54, even the budget-friendly A35 and A36 are already confirmed. But here's where things get really juicy. The Galaxy A26, which wasn't even on Samsung's official roadmap, just popped up on Geekbench running Android 16 with One UI 8. That's a massive surprise. Think about what that means. Samsung isn't just pushing updates to its premium phones anymore. It's experimenting with giving lower-cost devices access much earlier in the cycle. That's a big deal because historically, these models would have been the last to see an update if they got it at all. Now, you might be wondering, how do these betas actually perform? Well, according to Geekbench, the A26 scored about 1015 in single-core and 2824 in multi-core. Not jaw-dropping numbers, but that's not the point. These scores are coming from an early, unfinished beta build. The important takeaway is that Samsung is optimizing even its most affordable phones for the latest software, and that's something we haven't seen it prioritize before. But let's pause for a second. Just because your phone is listed doesn't mean you'll automatically get the beta. Access depends heavily on your region. For now, Korea, the US, the UK, and India are the main testing grounds. If you're in those regions, you've got a head start. But even within those countries, Samsung pushes the beta out in waves. That means your friend might get it today, while you might have to wait a few more days or even weeks. The trick is to keep an eye on the Samsung Members app and look for that One UI 8 banner. When it pops up, you're in. Now, here's something worth pointing out. Remember how frustrating One UI 7's rollout was? There were delays everywhere. Some devices waited months, and users were left questioning whether Samsung was losing its touch. This year, though, it feels like Samsung flipped a switch. The rollout is smoother, the leaks are coming earlier, and the roadmap is expanding faster than anyone expected. The S23 series being nearly in sync with the S25 and S24 families is proof that Samsung is trying to erase the gap between new and old flagships. That's a bold move, and one that could seriously shift customer loyalty in its favor. So what exactly is new in One UI 8? Well, we're seeing smoother animations across the system, redesigned app interfaces, and tweaks that make the whole experience feel more polished. Apps like Messages, Camera, and even Settings are getting more streamlined. Performance is also more optimized. Apps open faster, background processes drain less battery, and multitasking feels snappier. These aren't huge headline-grabbing features, but they add up to a user experience that feels noticeably better day to day. But here's where it gets really intriguing. Some of the new tricks from Samsung's foldables, like advanced multitasking layouts and certain AI-driven enhancements, haven't yet made it to the S23 series or the A series models. That's not because Samsung forgot, but because it seems to be holding them back for a bigger update. Most likely, that'll be One UI 8.5. So right now, what you're getting is a solid, refined version of the software, but the real wow factor could still be waiting just around the corner. And speaking of waiting, this rollout strategy shows that Samsung is thinking differently. Normally, it pushes updates to flagships, then slowly trickles down. This time, it feels more like a wave that's spreading across the lineup quickly, almost like Samsung wants to show Apple and Google that it can deliver faster than anyone else in the Android game. Considering how long some Pixel devices waited for stable Android 14 in the past, Samsung beating everyone to Android 16 is a big bragging right. So here's the bottom line. One UI 8 isn't just an update. It's a statement. Samsung is telling its users, we're not going to keep you waiting anymore. And that's a huge shift in strategy. Whether you're holding an S23 Ultra, a Galaxy A series, or a foldable, the odds of you seeing this update sooner rather than later are higher than ever. Now, I've got to ask, are you planning to jump into the beta as soon as it hits your phone, or are you the type to wait for the stable release? Because honestly, the betas are fun, but they're not always perfect. Bugs, glitches, random crashes, they're all part of the experience. Still, for a lot of us, the excitement of testing the new features early is worth it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be checking them out, and maybe we'll compare experiences once the rollout hits.